Hey everybody and welcome back, and I am going to be doing a book review on this awesome book right here. This is Fruit Basket Volume 1. It is also the collector's edition, but before we get to that, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this hoodie right here that I won. Let's talk about this for a little bit. I entered a contest through JiminyBob, and he is an amazing I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. An amazing creator. He does videos where he goes through and plays these games, and I absolutely love watching him because, I don't know, I guess he just has a really nice voice and he's funny and stuff, and I've watched a bunch of his games that he's played through, like, let's see, I watched all of his Final Fantasy and 999, which, by the way, that left me with more questions than answers, and now he's playing the second one, and it's good too, but not as good as the first one. Also, I watched him play Prey, and the ending to that messed me up. I still think about it. But anyways, besides that, he's an amazing guy, so I entered his contest and I won. So, I wanted to show you guys this hoodie, and no, this isn't his merch, and also, he is very underrated. He is a very small YouTuber. He only has like, 100 and some subscribers, so if you like watching games and stuff, go check out his channel. His link is going to be down in the description below, and his name is JiminyBob. Great guy, I promise. But I won this hoodie, and I am so happy because I am absolutely in love with it. And this merch actually belongs to the Savage Dragoon. I think that's how you say his name. I might be wrong because I am horrible at names, and you guys know this, but he's amazing too, and I watch his videos too. He takes you on a walk with him all the time, and he also created this game, and it is called Tears of a Dragon, and I've watched JiminyBob play through some of it, and that game is so amazing. I am telling you guys, you need to check it out. He's like the next big thing, like seriously. But this is his merch, and this right here says Tears of a Dragon. Pretty freaking awesome, I am telling you. These guys are next level, and you are missing out if you are not subscribed to them or watching their stuff. And if you want to go check out the Savage Dragoons merchandise or his channel, that link's gonna be down in the description below too. I just really respect and love these guys. They're doing what they do, and they don't care about the likes or the views. They're doing something that they love, and I have a lot of respect for stuff like that. So go check them out. They're amazing guys, and trust me, you won't be disappointed. So let's get into this book review. So I already knew that I was gonna like this book before I even read it, because I read this in high school, and yes, that was a million years ago for me, but let's not talk about it. So I read this in high school, and I absolutely loved it, and when we went to the Hot Air Balloon Festival, I seen it, and I was like, oh, I really want to read that again, so I bought this, and I'm gonna tell you guys some spoilers. So remember, I told you guys spoilers, so if you want to click off this video and go read it for yourself, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. Go ahead, go read it for yourself, come back, and we can have a discussion about it, because that's what I really like. That's what I like doing on these videos. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the book, and I want to read if you've already read it, and I just want to know your thoughts. So I've already read this book, and I already ordered the volume 2 on this. I didn't order the collector's edition because I'm cheap, and I just want to read the original version because that's just how I am. So I already ordered that. Let's get into this. So the story is about this, and also guys, please do not get mad at me. You know how horrible I am with names, and especially Japanese names. So if I pronounce something wrong, please do not get mad at me. I am so sorry, because I am only human, and also you guys are going to be disappointed about this, but Isabel and Jaden are not here, so they are not going to be popping up into this video, and I am so sorry, because I know you guys love them. They're at their grandparents', or they're at my mom's, and they're spending the night, so I'm sorry about that, but trust me, they're going to be in a lot more videos. So this story is about this girl. Her name is, I wrote it down, so I'm gonna try. Toru, I think her name is Toru. It's about this girl. That's her right here on the cover. And they also call her Honda, so I think Honda would be a lot better to say. Okay, so it's about this girl. Her mother had died, and she was supposed to go live with her grandpa. He had to, he's like, yes, you can come live with me, but my house is going to be renovated, and I have to go live with my daughter, and then they're going to move back in when the house is finished. so can you go and stay with some friends until I come back? And she's like, sure, Grandpa, that's no problem. Well, she didn't want to bother her two friends. Their names are Hanajima, and she's kind of like a gothic chick. She has like this psychic abilities and psychic waves or whatever, and then her other friend is called Yu-chan. Yeah, Yu-chan. And she's kind of a rebel, and she's like kind of like the tough one in the group, and she didn't want to bother them. So what she did was she got a tent and lived in the woods. So she lives in the woods, and the story starts out her going on a walk before she goes to school because she has time. So she goes on a walk and she comes across this house, and that is the house that Yuki lives in, and Shigura lives in. Sorry, I'm so sorry. But they live there, so Yuki walks her to school and all this other stuff. So they go to school, and then she has to go to work after school, and then she comes home and she's like really tired, and she goes to her little tent, and Yuki and Shigura, I'm so sorry. They find her, and I guess she passes out or something because she's exhausted, and they take her back to their house, and she's asleep and stuff, and then she wakes up, and then Shigura tells her that there has been a landslide and her tent was covered, and they go there, and she's still in her school uniform and stuff, and she tries to dig out her mom's picture because that's the only picture of her mom, and her mom died in a car accident. So after that, I'm sorry guys, it takes me a second to remember events in books, especially that one's a pretty good size book. So she gets all dirty and stuff, and they take her back to her house, or their house, and she sleeps and stuff. And then the next morning she gets up, and Yuki the night before went and dug up all of her stuff out of the landslide, and she says thank you, and she gets dressed into her clothes and stuff, and they say that she can live there, and they don't want her living out in the woods and all that other stuff, and she's like, oh no, that's fine, and all this other stuff, and she agrees, and they show her to her room, and right when she's about to like settle in and get comfortable, this guy busts through her ceiling, and that is KO, and he's wanting to fight Yuki, and they're going to do a battle, but Honda, she trips over something and falls into him, and right when she trips into him and falls into him, and he turns into a cat, and it freaks her out. And she's like running around with the cat, and then she falls into Yuki, and then she falls into his uncle, and Yuki turns into a rat, and then the uncle turns into a dog, and she's like freaking out and all this stuff. And when they finally turn back into humans, they explain to her that they're part of the Zodiac, and that when a member of the opposite sex touch them, they turn into their Zodiac animals, and it's a curse. So, long story short, if they hug anybody that is a girl, they turn into their animals. So Honda said that she's not going to tell anybody, so the uncle, I'll just call him the uncle because that's easier, he says that he has to go talk to the leader of the family, and that his name is Akito. And so he goes and talks to Akito, and Akito says it's fine, she doesn't have to get her memory wiped. And so they just basically all three live in this house together. Yuki and KO hate each other because on the Zodiac sign, the mouse tricked the cat into not going to the banquet, and he's not really technically part of the Zodiac sign. So if KO defeats Yuki, then he can be part of the Zodiac, so that's why they hate each other. But they're all living in this house, and they're all having just a great time, and she also meets a couple other people from the Zodiac. She meets Kagura, she's the pig, Momiji, he's the rabbit, Hattori, he is a seahorse, which is the dragon one. I don't understand that one. And she hasn't got to meet Akito yet, but they all love her, and it's just really heating up, and I really like this book. There's also a part in the book where her grandpa calls her and says that the house is ready so she can move back in, and she goes and she moves back in, and her aunt and her uncles are just horrible to her, so Yuki and KO go and get her, and she goes back and lives with them. And then there's a part of the book where it explains why what's his name, Hattori is so cold is because he fell in love with a normal girl, and Akito didn't approve of it, so he blinded him in one eye, and he had to wipe his girlfriend's memory because they were going to get married, and he forbid it, and that part was really, really sad. And then I think that's about it. Also, they had like a school function, and Yuki had to wear a dress, and it was some big thing. And then they were all supposed to go to a, Yuki, Ko, and the uncle was supposed to go to a New Year's Eve event, but they decided not to because they didn't want to leave Honda all by herself. It is a really good book, guys. I'm sorry, I'm not describing it very well. Maybe I'll tell the volume 2 a lot better. But seriously, read this book if you haven't read it. Also, if you want to read it, there's a link down in the description below that will take you to the Amazon page with this book. No, this is not sponsored. It's just an easy access link, and I'm not getting anything for this. But yeah, that's about it. Also, the book I'm reading now while I'm waiting for the second volume to come into that is the Shade and Rose book. I had just started it last night. If you guys can see, I haven't got that far. I will be doing a review of this as well. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And I think that is about it. I can't remember anything else, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.